This is Acceptable Vices for November 21st, 2016. Tonight, the Los Angeles Auto Show 2016. Hey everyone, this is Victor Frost, and this is Acceptable Vices. Here on the show tonight, we've got Omar. Hey Omar.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going good. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Long time since I've been here, right?
Yeah, you know, pretty much every time we have a car-related show, so we really should get you on the in-between episodes. Omar, of course, is from the Atomic Trivia War 9000 podcast, which you can find by checking out the link in the description below the podcast for this. As I look up the URL.
Yeah, because I obviously don't know it.
Do you know the URL?
No, I mean Turbo's the one that usually plays it for me.
Exactly, and that's the next thing. Churba is absent from this episode because we're actually recording this at a odd time because while we normally record on Fridays, I actually went to the LA Auto Show on Saturday, so I wanted to go and do that before we talked about this. The URL for Atomic Trivia War 9000 is www.simplysyndicated.com/shows/ATW9K.
There you go.
Now that that's out of the way, we also have George on the show tonight. Hey, George.
Evening, everyone.
How are you this? Are we officially in winter now, or is it still autumn?
It's still autumn.
Yeah. How are you this fine autumn evening?
Pretty good. Can't complain too much.
Not too much? Just a little, though.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Getting used to a colder house.
I've got the window open. I'm trying to cool this house down. Let's see. Yeah, because it's actually what is it right now? It's like 61 degrees outside, but not inside. Not inside. But we're not here to talk about the weather. We're here to talk about the LA Auto Show. So, you guys, I've sent you the links for the for a Jalopnik compilation and for a Motor Trend compilation of news to come out of the LA Auto Show. Anything in particular catch your eye among the reported vehicles at the show?
I find it amazing that every single car, as the time goes by, they really look all alike. It's sad. The design is just this homogeneous thing where every single car looks like the other brands, and you can actually you can see like the backside of the new Honda Civic, like the racing spec, whatever. It looks like a Z, like a Nissan, like a 370.
Yeah,
the back is the same.
Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say it looks like a 370Z. I mean, it is still very distinctly a Nissan. Actually, the prototype one they had, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of angular and angry.
No, but it just seems that if you're trying to be an exotic car like the Acura one, then you have to look like what a Lamborghini looked like a couple of years ago, mixed with whatever Audi is doing,
or like an Alpha.
Yeah, or you can mistake it easily with a Lexus, with like the sportier Lexus ones. It's not. It's weird that it's been years since they've come up with like a good design that stands out.
Well, I mean, like you have these car manufacturers who want to create a visual identity for themselves, but because the fact that they're all going for efficiency on top of everything else, and they have these unified platforms they build on, there's only so much differentness you can do while still paying attention to the wind tunnel stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no, aerodynamics are a bitch like that.
Yeah.
I like this one article. This is fantastic.
Which one is that? Links, of course, will be in the show notes in the order of which we discuss them. What do we got here? Mercedes won't sleep until you're dead and in jail. So here's a 612 horsepower AMG sedan.
What the hell are you supposed to do with 650 horsepower?
I don't know. 650 horsepower at the rear wheels in what appears to be a mid-sized sedan. And let me tell you,
like a family car. Like
this thing was not like it's not a big car. I saw it and it's about the size of a Nissan Altima. You know, so
no, an E series is bigger than that, but yeah, they're not huge by any means, and yeah, 612 horsepower.
Yeah,
I mean,
but why? That's my question. Why? Just because
I've
it's
asked
AMG
this
and
question
because they
before,
can.
and all of my car friends look at me like I am from Mars and say, "Why not?"
Because it's not fun. It's not a fun car to drive.
I mean, it's like the same problem. It's gonna have the same sort of handling problem like a Corvette will have.
It's a Mercedes. You know, it's gonna have all the computery things to make you drive it like a fucking pro. I mean, it's not gonna
automate the driving process.
It's just gonna be a boring car to drive probably, unless you get track days and you actually get to let it loose.
My question is that you have that car, right? And then I just gave you guys a link to a picture I took. That's of the 2018 AMG GTR Coupe. It puts out 577 horsepower. I mean, the car is ugly. The color is ugly. But why does the sporty GTR kind of coupe have less horsepower than a sedan?
Well, but there's weight distribution also there, right? Because this is a smaller car. It's probably the frame is probably like some carbon fiber thing, and you know it means a lot more. 500 horsepower in this car means a lot more than 600 in the other one.
That's generally the thing I would say as well. Also,
they call it the AMG Green Hell Mango paint job.
It's horrid. It's awful.
That's what it's called. It's actually
it's a fine color. It's just the name is weird.
Well, that's the name of the paint job, apparently.
I know.
That car is actually supposed to make it to U.S. dealers by mid-2017, so it's not even a concept. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, I mean that I know.
Yeah,
that's definitely a fun car. I mean, I don't get these super. Like, I mean, these are supercars now, basically. The amount of power they have is silly.
Now, let me ask you this. Is supercar defined simply by the power or by the power to weight ratio?
No, I mean, it's not defined by any of those things. It's more of a ephemeral, like you have to give up a certain amount of practicality and the ability to see.
I was about to say bare minimum interior with bare minimum seating and just one seat.
Just one seat.
Yeah.
That's not a supercar. That's I think maybe
that's a Pagani Zonda.
Yeah.
I think that goes into hypercar territory.
Yeah, but even a Zonda has two seats.
Most things have two seats.
Yeah.
But it has to be uncomfortable. I mean, to be a supercar, I think it needs to be uncomfortable.
I think you hit the nail right on the head there, Omar. I think a supercar has to be a little uncomfortable to just be in. And not in the cheap, uncomfortable way, but uncomfortable on purpose.
It's so built in a wind tunnel that you probably, if you're tall, you have to like slouch to drive it.
Jeremy Clarkson defined this a while ago, and he said, what makes a supercar is two things. Looks good, goes fast. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But then again, a lot of fast cars, I don't know.
I gotta really say, walking the floor at the show this year, and it's been a couple of years since I've been, but walking the floor, I think it was just kind of boring.
Oh, they're always boring. What are you expecting?
Oh no! Last time I went a couple of years ago, it was amazing. This was everything was so cool. This year, it's like, okay,
that's like
no major improvements really onto anything. The only things that really stood out were the concept cars, a Lincoln Navigator, and a minivan,
or the new new Honda Civic Si. No,
not even.
No,
not even that.
That car's awesome.
It's not. It's really not. It's just another Honda.
How is it not awesome? Have you driven the new Honda Civic? It is amazing.
Really?
That car is totally deserving of all praise.
So sing the praises of the Honda Civic, George. Tell me why I should care.
Why you should care? Because it's a car made. Honda is making fun cars again. There was a time 10 years ago when if you wanted something cheap, reliable, and fun, you bought a Honda. They catered to performance enthusiasts. They had all kinds of awesome things. And then they just sort of decided to go Toyota bashing, and everything got boring. But they've given up on Toyota bashing, and they're coming back to enthusiasts with awesome cars with manual transmissions that work great, and they go fast, they steer well, they handle well.
How does it though? Oh, go ahead, Omar. Go ahead, Omar.
I'm sorry, but again, it's the same thing. We saw what the Ford Focus was doing and the Volkswagen GTR was doing, so now we're gonna do exactly the same thing. Yeah, only with a big ass car with 4 doors.
Well, this is just like this is just what that sort of Honda Civic is these days. But
it's a Me Too car.
What was the other car you Honda Civic size had been around a lot longer than those cars. Well, except for a GTI. Maybe not. That's been around for a while. What was the other car you mentioned?
The minivan?
No, Omar, just now.
Oh.
The Focus.
Ford Focus and
the new Honda Civic drives way better than a Focus.
It drives better than the Focus RS?
Not better than a Focus RS. I'm talking about
the RS.
I'm talking about the base car that they've built, and they're building.
That Honda Civic is not the base type. That's the R type.
You can't. You're gonna compare cars. You gotta compare them in spec.
I've driven a Honda Civic. I've driven not the new SI. I've driven the base Civic. Very good. I've driven my friend's Focus ST, which was not, I feel, that great. It had a lot of power. It gets into that power problem. He chipped it. It had 350 pound-feet of torque. Do you have any idea?
But if you have
350 pound-feet of torque is like, it's ridiculous.
But if you have to chip it, that's no longer comparable to other factory spec cars.
I admit that was the one thing, but that is a side tangent to. Do you know what too much torque is? It's 350 pound-feet, and that Mercedes has 500, 600, whatever.
But George, come on, George. Can you really say that a front-wheel drive Honda Civic Si is going to have anything on performance or handling to what is it, a 305 horsepower Ford Focus RS with
no, because it's not competitive with that. A Focus RS is 40 grand. This is going to be like
38.
30. This is going to be like 30, 32. This is going for the low end market. This is competitive with a GTI, a Focus ST, and entry level WRX.
But honestly,
that's its primary competition.
If you have the $32,000 for this car, wouldn't you go the Subaru way? Honestly,
Maybe, maybe not. Depends. I haven't driven a new WRX. I don't know how well they drive.
You know, they're
but
gonna
yeah,
drive
no,
well.
that is a solid competitor. The GTI is a great car. I mean, they are going after a market that is flush with good competition.
Then again, how much would it be for the Type R? For the Civic, for the Type R, for the full track thing with the whatever.
I have no idea.
Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be more expensive than whatever Volkswagen or Ford is going to offer, right?
Yeah.
Because when they go expensive, they go like really expensive.
Also, you know, the 32,000 I just said, I'm pulling that number entirely out of my ass. I have no idea.
We know.
My brother.
The one they showed is a prototype. There's no MSRP on it yet.
But the 1.5 liter turbo that's going to be in this thing, my brother has that engine. It is phenomenal. They're going to put a bigger turbo on it. Thing's going to kick fucking ass. These cars are going to be great. Mark my words. The journalists are going to love these things.
Well, my question about this is that, I mean, if you look at what like Jalopnik or Motor Trend are writing about, the articles they're writing, the headlines, and maybe this is me just filtering it through my own, you know, thoughts about the cars this year, the cars available this year, but the headlines feel kind of like they're trying to grasp at something to talk about with the cars. The new Honda Civic Si looks like an origami bringer of fun and happiness. What really, the 2017 Countryman isn't just big, it's a big deal. And then what does it talk about? Oh, it's a little bit bigger. Oh, a Mini that's a little less mini.
Yeah, well, but that's already beating a dead horse.
This segment of cars is particularly hard to talk about. I mean, what does it mean to be in the performance mid-size car market? It means you're trying to marry practicality with a bit of fun. And this is, I mean, this is what Honda does. Like, this is what Honda used to do very well. And that is, they don't make the most exciting looking cars. They don't make the fastest car, but they make a car that's very fun, reliable, and affordable. And for a lot of people, that's what makes Hondas great, is the fact that they're there, they work great, you don't have to worry about them, you can have fun in them, and they hold their value. So if you need to sell it for whatever reason, you don't lose a ton of money on it.
Hondas, well, maybe in your country.
Yeah, they hold their value well here. I mean, what happens in your country?
No, because people don't pay much for them used here because people know what people do with Hondas.
Bash them around?
Yeah, so no one wants to buy an engine with maybe 10,000 miles, but the equivalence of like 100,000.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens. Okay, anyways, let's move on to the next thing.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. What do you mean you don't know how that happens?
If you race the freaking car every single day, it may have 10,000 miles, but the wear and tear on the whole car, engine, whatever, is going to be like 100,000, dude.
What do you mean race the car every day? I don't...
Look,
I'm confused.
Imagine, you're a teenager.
Yes.
You got a Honda Civic. You're full of piss and vinegar, and all you're doing is driving that thing as fast as you can. At every red light, you're dropping the clutch and trying to get the front wheels spinning.
What does that have to do with a Honda Civic? If I'm a piss ass teenager, I'm driving everything. I drove my Jeep like that.
But that's.
But here in this country, Hondas have like a very specific like stigma attached to them.
You know,
only the ghetto ass dudes with like little to no money, that they have this fart cannons in the cars, and they
I think I understand. Hondas. They have the same sort of stigma here in the U.S., but yet at the same time, you see those cars everywhere, and someone had to buy them new. So they're selling a bunch of them.
The thing that I do not understand about the current way things work is you have like the Honda Civic Si, right? It's supposed to be like entry level, like, but a little bit more, right? It's not the base, it's like the entry level with a little bit extra, right?
Yeah.
It's a 2-door, it's sporty, it's supposed to be like sporty, right?
Yeah.
Then you move to the R type, or Type R, and it's a 4-door car. It's bigger. It's why?
You're right. That doesn't really make much sense, does it?
Back off a moment.
It's the same with the
2-door Civic is not any smaller than the 4-door Civic. They are basically the same car.
I know, because you can say the same about almost any 2-door and 4-door car. But again, when you say sporty, you think. Sorry.
You think that.
You think 2 doors. You think 2 doors, not 4 doors.
Right.
Well,
and actually having 4 doors makes the car heavier.
No,
he's got glass in it too.
It doesn't actually always work like that. Like 4-door car, like the WRX is only a 4-door car. Why? They don't make a 2-door model at all.
No.
And also, I noticed this when I was looking at the crash test ratings for my car in Europe, because they don't sell a 2-door version in the US, but they sell one in Europe. And the 2-door version is actually less safe. And it took me a while to sort of figure out what was going on there. But
you have the A pillars.
Yeah, by moving that B pillar, the middle one, back.
B pillar.
Yeah, you move that pillar back, and you lose a lot of structural rigidity in the side of the car there because the door is now longer.
Yeah.
Well, why do we equate 2 doors with high performance if the car is basically
more dangerous? It's more dangerous. Hence, it's sportier.
If you put that pillar in the center and make it a 4-door car, and the chassis is stiffer, then is not the 4-door car the sportier one?
Again, runs fast, looks good. 2 doors, looks good.
Not a supercar. It doesn't apply. Good try, though.
Could you imagine a 4-door Miata?
But yeah, I mean,
you can't do 4-door convertibles. They're stupid.
But that's actually a 2-seater. Because bullshit, you get someone behind one of those like small cars.
Yeah, that's true. Let's move out of the little. We'll come back to the compact car market in a little bit. I want to show you guys
Sentra Nismo in our future.
I'm gonna bring you guys. I'm gonna bring you guys to a wonderful bunch of pictures that I took here of the Ford Navigator concept, and this car stole my heart. And then it broke it, because the car you see in front of you, this big baby blue Lincoln Navigator, with its big ass gull-wing doors and the concertina steps coming down, very classy, an interior that somewhat resembles a Bel Air. This car will never be, my friends. It will never be.
It will be an entirely regular SUV.
Yep. No gull-wing doors, no concertina steps. In fact, I talked to a Ford representative, a Lincoln representative while I was there, and I said, please, 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 please tell me this isn't just a concept and that you're going to be keeping the gull-wing doors and the concertina steps. And she said, I'm sorry, it's just a concept. We're not going to be keeping the concertina steps or the gull-wing doors. They're just there to show off the interior.
Well, I can understand throwing away the gull-wing door, but why can't we have those steps? Those steps are cool and infinitely practical.
Oh, cool. Grandma, you keep those steps, and Grandma won't need a boost to get into the Navigator.
Mm-hmm.
May I add that it showcases the interior, but the interior is ugly?
Yeah, the interior looks like awful.
It looks old. It looks old is what it looks like.
It's a Lincoln. That's its job.
Right, but you got the old-looking chairs and stuff. I mean, I love the color scheme, and in person, it looks a lot better than it does in this photo.
But it looks so uncomfortable and plasticky.
What about the wheels, Victor?
Oh my god, the wheels are
gonna
so
come
nice.
on the real car.
I wish, but I don't know.
The wheels look really cool.
I didn't ask about the wheels. All I asked about was the doors and the steps because that's what I cared about. But it's so sad because you if you click through the album, I get the car gets nice and rotated around. You can see, the dash.
It seems a bit lower than it used to.
A little bit. It's a little bit lower, I think.
I remember Lincoln Navigators being really high things.
Yeah, well, they're not Yukon. So
can I ask you guys a question now that I have you guys here?
Yes.
Why do you not pronounce the last L on Lincoln?
Because English.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't know. We're not. None of us here are linguists.
Just man. How would you even pronounce it? I don't think I could if I tried.
Lincoln.
Omar, how would you pronounce that?
Lincoln, yeah. Colm.
Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln.
Lincoln Navigator.
Yeah, I think that's just American laziness.
Yeah.
Sounds like Irishy.
I'm going to resist the urge to do an Irish stereotype at this moment and move on to another car. Do you guys see the picture of Porsche's dumpster?
What's up with that?
I don't know.
I didn't see this. What's going on?
Just a big ass green dumpster that said Porsche.
Yeah, there you go. Boop. Link.
Porsche United Service.
Can we talk about
the new Boxster?
I saw a lot of hype about the blue supercar thing that had the revolutionary new doors. That is basically a sliding door that goes to the front instead of the back. So it's like a sliding suicide door.
Which car are you talking about? Because that's not ringing any bells. To be honest.
It's Resvanti Beast Alpha.
Let's see. Because I don't remember because I maybe I just missed it, but I didn't hear them talking about. I didn't see the I think it's the Resvani Alpha.
Resvani Beast Alpha.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those doors are the most suicide.
I didn't remember.
There are sliding suicide doors
at the show. Maybe it was there and I just missed it. Let me see.
There's a lot of hype for that.
Those doors are the worst idea I've ever seen.
Yeah, wow. I didn't see this car there. It wasn't called a Resvani Beast Alpha. Let me pull up the picture of it that I took. I think it was the Alfa Romeo something Quattrofolio, something like that. It was the Juliet Quattrofolio. That's what it was called. Wait, is that that's the what? No, that's a completely different car. Hang on.
It is definitely a completely different car.
Yeah. This is what I saw. There we go.
Yeah, that's an entirely different car. That's an Alpha.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, then what car was this? Wait, what is this? Then who made this car? Resvani Beast Alpha. I did not see this car at all.
I think Resvani is
some tiny little manufacturer.
Yeah, some boutique
Based on an Ariel Adam.
Yeah, let's see. It has a Honda Source 2.4 liter supercharged to the tune of 500 horsepower.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not see this car at all at the expo. Yeah.
Those doors are just stupid.
Ridiculous. They're like, it's like they're supposed to look like missile pods coming out of the car, or something.
They also look like a good way to get killed.
They look like a great way to get killed. If you want to get killed, that's a good place to start. It's I'm going to say this. I mean, don't think it's a pretty car.
And you're drawing inspiration from a freaking minivan. How unsporty is that? Come on.
I'm sorry. Where does it say it's drawing inspiration from a minivan?
No, it's a sliding door. What other cars have sliding doors? Just minivans.
Minivans and cargo vans. That's what it's getting.
That's the only thing those are the only cars that have sliding doors.
Yep. There's this article. Of course, the first article that Jalopnik will show, Jalopnik shows if you go to the tag LA Auto Show, is an article about the real heroes of the show.
It's gonna be Fiat. I bet you.
No. It's the ladies wearing, quote, the real heroes of auto shows are the ladies who wear stiletto heels for hours on end and still have the grace to smile at you when you ask them a question when all you really want is their attention.
That's just stupid.
It is absolutely stupid. Yeah. But I will say this. Because I was asking a lot of questions of the representatives at the auto show about the car. The least prepared ones were at Toyota, because I asked one who was talking about the Toyota CHR, and he said, I'm like, what kind of engine does it have? He said it's a 2-liter. It puts out however many horsepower. I'm like, oh, that's a 4, right? That's a 4-cylinder, right? He said, well, it's 2-liter, and I'm like, yeah, but how many cylinders does it have? And he just kind of fumbled around and started talking about the aesthetic of the car. It's based on
no one buys a Toyota because of the spec sheet.
Yeah, but that's something he should know. That's a basic fact about the car.
If no one cares, why know it?
Meanwhile, at the Alpha booth, I said, what can you tell me about the engine in the car? And one of the ladies rattled off the horsepower. She told me the weight distribution. She said it had electronically controlled rear differential and went all this different stuff. They were the most prepared. So among all the manufacturers there. So
are people still making engines that are not like 4 cylinders for modern fuel economy brands like Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Hyundai, all those?
Well, I know the last Altima I owned had a 6 in it.
Really?
Was it a 6 or was it just a big 4?
I don't quite understand the nature of the question.
Because I
are you asking if there are size of engines or cylinder engines other than 4 cylinders? The answer is yes.
For economy cars.
For economy cars. I mean, do they actually even use V6s anymore? For example, I know the EcoBoost. I think it's a V6, right?
Well, there are 2 EcoBoost engines. Okay. There's the 6-cylinder EcoBoost and the 4-cylinder EcoBoost. The 4-cylinder EcoBoost is going in the Focus RS.
Stop for one moment. EcoBoost just means turbocharged. Okay? That's all it is.
Okay. The turbocharged engines that Ford is, well, but it's Ford. It's an American car. You expect a V8 actually.
They're generally speaking lopping 2 cylinders off of what you would normally expect to find. So
I'm not sure is there a factory Mustang that you can get with 8?
Factory Mustang? Yeah.
Like the GT one, whatever GT badge comes out, it has
Mustang GT has the 5-liter V8 still. Yeah. And then there's the GT 350 that has the really weird flat plane V8.
Yeah, you can get it with a 5-liter V8 in the Mustang GT. Yeah.
They have the EcoBoost. They have also a V6, and then they have a 4-cylinder turbo. Mm-hmm. In their trucks now, they've dropped the V8s mostly, except for like the Raptor. Oh no, I think the new Raptor is getting the V6 as well. So they've dropped their V8s in their trucks in favor of the turbocharged V6, which is an awesome engine. My dad has one of those things, and it's a fucking missile.
I know it's good for
420 pound-feet of torque.
And I know they make a lot of power, and I know that they're lighter, so you don't have to waste as much fuel, and they're probably safer and everything. But aren't you just like sacrificing like complexity there? Because fixing one of those is not going to be as simple as fixing a regular old V8, right?
Well, nothing. Any modern engine is not going to be as easy to fix as an old engine. This is just the nature of the beast. Doesn't really matter what you do now.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, but actually...
It made me sad, Omar. You made me sad.
The Ford EcoBoost engines are actually pretty simple compared to what Chevys and Dodge are doing, which is where they're having like cylinder deactivation.
Yeah.
To try and make.
So what, you have like a V8 that runs on 6 until you need the extra 2?
No, you do. You have it.
And you go to 4.
Go down to 4 for a while.
Yeah.
Oh.
That reduces some of your losses, but not all of them. It works well enough, I guess.
I think one of the interesting cars I saw at the show is the Jeep Renegade Desert Hawk. And it only really catches my eye because it reminds me so much of the of our favorite little K car, the Hustler.
Jeep Renegade what?
The Jeep Renegade Desert Hawk.
That does look cool.
It looks like the Hustler, and I really like it.
They did an episode of Dirt Every Day where they took one of those into the desert, or they went rock crawling in one, and it was actually not terrible.
Yeah. It really looks like a K car.
It does.
I mean, if you don't look at with something to have like the correct proportion like beside of it, it looks like a freaking toy car.
Yeah,
I actually really
all-wheel drive, 180 horsepower, 2.4 liter Tiger Shark engine, 17-inch wheels. It's a 4-door compact SUV, and it's got Jeep low drive, at 20-to-1 crawl ratio, so you can really hoist yourself up there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and it's only $23K.
I am not mad at that car, to be honest.
It's too cute to be mad at. Come on.
No, I'm kind of mad at the Jeep Renegades in general, just because.
Really?
Do you remember that video I sent you a while ago about them lifting their rear wheels off the ground when you brake hard?
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
They have some problems. They shouldn't. There is no excuse for a car to come out of the factory and do that. There's just no. It just. I'm sorry, if you are a chassis engineer and you let that get out the door, you did something way wrong.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is that other car? So there are cars that the show that the news outlets really aren't showing, and I took some of them. And these are. Hold on, before actually I get to that, because I just saw this picture. I'm going to show you guys a series of pictures of the engine bay of the Subaru BRZ, and I want you to tell me, can you see something wrong in this first picture? And if you can't, I'll move on to the next one. Can you see what's wrong in this picture?
What's wrong?
Now, what's wrong in this picture?
Looks like a Subaru to me.
Yeah? All right, well, let's... Omar, can you see anything wrong in this picture?
Not really.
Well, I'm going to move on a little bit. And I'm going to tell you that one of the things about this Subaru that the representative was happy to tell me is that this new version of the engine, which is essentially the same. The only thing different about it has those red headers on the engine. I'm going to show you guys the next photo, and I want you to tell me what's the manifold. I want you guys to tell me what you think, if you can see anything particularly interesting about this engine in this next picture.
Is that manifold foam?
No, it's not foam.
It looks like foam.
That's just the crinkly finish they put on their manifolds. It's a Subaru thing. I'm still not seeing anything really glaringly wrong with this.
Really?
I'm confused.
Omar, can you see anything glaringly wrong with this in this engine bay here?
Are we like looking at the tape on the battery?
Oh, the battery.
There you
that's
go.
The only thing. That's the only thing.
There you go.
Like what does that have to do with anything?
I love the fact that at the auto show where they're supposed to be showing these cars with all the fit and finish, They have red duct tape holding together the battery terminals onto
That's
the
probably
battery.
for safety.
No, they have it taped off so people can't fuck around with it.
Fuck around
Yeah,
with
I'm
it.
pretty sure that's for safety reasons.
Oh my god.
Yeah, people at auto shows steal or take anything on a car that isn't absolutely nailed down. Have you not been to
I've
an
never
auto
seen
show
that
before?
happen. I've never seen that
is
happen.
sad.
No.
Yeah. Welcome to America. We're awful.
Yeah. But so yeah, among the things that they had at the auto show that I really liked, but I haven't seen any news articles about them. Whoa. What was that?
That's
Why do I
you.
sound like a freaking Cylon?
Yeah, you sound kind of weird. There's a new Juke that looks exactly the same.
Like the old
But there's-
Juke.
But there's more Juke. Yes.
It's the
I can get
Nissan
behind
Juke
that.
Black Pearl.
I can get behind that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nissan makes a lot of nifty things that usually don't drive that well.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
sort of
care.
the problem.
I love that car.
The Juke is actually an okay car. Let's
all right.
call it that. It's an okay car.
My friend likes his.
The car that I want to show you guys is a car that's not being shown. Here we go. It's a it's that right there.
Did you send the link?
Yeah.
I don't. That looks like the battery again.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Hold on.
Send another link. Link better.
Hang on. This should be it. There you go.
That's the same link again.
No.
No, it's a different link.
That's
Oh,
one
that's the album.
ugly ass
Never mind,
color.
yeah.
You don't like that color?
No.
Oh my god, why?
I am.
Well, you know
I'm
what? No,
entirely
you know why?
indifferent to that color.
You know why I like it now that I see it like in the closer picture? It looks like a Saku from Gundam.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought too. This is the Hurley Chevy Colorado Z71. It is one of those designer built cars that they had them out there to gauge buyer interest. And I got to tell you, I'm not normally one for pickup trucks, but this and one other pickup truck they had at the show really caught my interest. And I kind of really like it.
But this no longer is a pickup truck.
Isn't it though? Well, what is it now then?
Because it has that weird rack that completely eliminates the use for the cabin.
But that comes off.
But that comes off, and there are other pickup trucks that you could get the things on them, the hard covers that go over, and you get the.
I have a cap on my pickup truck. That's a pretty popular thing.
I don't mean
in
the
America.
roof. I mean the thing inside of it that has like the rails where you move it, like some.
Yeah, but that comes off.
I understand. Yeah,
Really?
we understand that can be removed. Yeah, all
okay.
this shit is built on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. It's not.
It says
something
stool on it. That's like, it's a storage thing that's aftermarket.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is special about this?
Absolutely nothing apart from the aesthetic design. It's just a bog standard Colorado Z71. It's a Chevy Colorado. I mean, it does have like an RFID trunk unlock thing, but apart from that, it's not spec wise different.
It's not even the diesel engine. It's only the V6, which is kind of like, I understand that this is GM's engine, like this V6. They put it in the Mustang, they put it in the Camaro, they put it in the ATS, and it's just an engine. They drop it in there. It does not. An engine that revs to 7,000 RPMs does not suit a pickup truck. It just doesn't. This is a stupid fucking idea. Don't put that engine in there. Or tune it. Put different camshafts on it and tune it for low-end torque or something, but don't make it don't put it in there as it normally is because it's just not going to work very well.
You sound a little angry about that, George.
The question here is, for that car in particular, do you think people who buy it are really going to use it as an actual pickup truck?
No.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing that happens. I don't know if it happens there, but it happens a lot here. 90% of people that own pickup trucks, and we're including here Dodge Rams and the big-ass Ford Raptors, don't use them as pickups. They use them to drive around the city and to try and like race them across. I mean, from stoplight to stoplight, right?
Yeah.
And it's a fucking pickup truck.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's exactly the same case here. I mean,
yeah,
that kind of a pickup truck would be used by people who, you know, want to drive to a campsite and camp. And they
you don't need a pickup truck for that.
You don't. And, you know, but they have it and they'll throw all their shit back there, or they'll go drive on the beach. And admittedly, you do need something with a smidgen of off-road capacity to drive on a beach.
Yeah, but that's when you buy a Wrangler or a Renegade or whatever. That's when you buy a Jeep.
Smart, yes, but truck, is America.
Truck,
the Raptor looks pretty nice. I really like that car.
Yeah.
I also like the Colorado a lot. Like, if I wanted to get a small pickup truck, I'd probably be getting a Colorado.
You wouldn't want to get a K-car pickup truck? Which
that Ram's
George,
pretty as well.
You live in Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a dealership in Virginia that sells mini pickup trucks.
K-cars, you mean? From Japan?
Like K-car sized.
Yeah, no, they sell everything from Japan.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's where Doug DeMuro got his R32.
Oh.
And he also got that ugly ass car. What was the name? he posted it in a video like recently. It's an ugly ass car, small Japanese car.
I forget the name. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
It has like a wheel behind of it. It's like weird.
I think it's a Nissan Escargot.
Yeah, Escargot. That's right.
Nissan
because it's a snail. Yeah, it's because it looks like a snail.
Escargot.
Cargo. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, it's a Nissan Escargot.
Let's see. All right, so do you guys want to talk about the Fiat 124 Spider?
Looks awesome. Want one.
It's pretty.
Need one.
Don't want one. Don't need one.
Pretty.
I need it in my life.
So they had a pretty white one at the auto show.
Oh, they look very white. They look good in any color.
This is what a new Miata should have looked like.
The new Miata looks pretty damn good.
The rear looks weird, and the front slopes down too fast.
On the Miata?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, let me see. Where's my pictures of the Miata?
I really think this Fiat, that's how it should have looked.
Damn, I get it. It's bigger. It's heavier. I understand why the Miata isn't this. The Miata, a Miata would like vomit if you added this much weight to it. It's just,
but you can reduce the weight on this. I mean, you can reduce the weight on this.
Reduction of the body panels that make it look this cool. It's just like, no. Ugh.
But the 124 Spider is cheaper than a Miata.
Like by $50. It's not much.
Yeah, but would you really want again,
okay. I will say this.
A Fiat is the same as an Alpha. You like them, they look pretty, they probably run well, but when they run bad, you're done.
That is actually a problem.
Fiat is the crazy ex-girlfriend. The crazy girlfriend.
Here's the thing: is this car is put together by the Japanese.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, it would probably be more reliable than your average Alfa Romeo. On the other hand, the engine that goes in this car comes in a box from Italy. So. Sort of rolling the dice there. You get you get a more reliable Alpha, but it's still gonna be an Alpha.
So here's something about the
really
Miata.
Cool, though. They sound really cool.
Here's something about the Miata. My dad abhors small cars. He just does not care for them. He's the kind of guy that says, it's the great thing about old cars: 10 feet of steel in front of you, 10 feet of steel behind you. But he sat down in a brand new in the Miata that was on the showroom on the expo floor, and the one of the representatives in there triggered he said it was with the roof on, and he said, "Oh, this is a hardtop," and she's like, "No." She pushes a button, the roof slides back, folds down. Suddenly it's a convertible. He's like, "Okay, this is cool." So,
no, Miata's a very good car.
Yeah.
If you fit. I didn't fit really well, but
he loved the fastback aesthetic.
It
was super cool.
I didn't like the Miata soft top, but the fastback hard top thing, I like that a lot. Whoa. I think that they perfected the look of the car with that that fastback hard top. And the last one, the model that came before, I did not like the hard top at all. It looked like an afterthought the entire time.
Both he and I thought that because I didn't know the hard top could just slide in. I thought maybe it was a pop out thing, and he and I were both very impressed by that. That was kind of awesome.
Here's the thing, though, is I think the hard top Miata looks better.
Mm-hmm.
I think this, though, the 124, this is just the perfect look for that soft top. This car looks the best when its top is down. The Miata didn't look right with the top down. This looks perfect.
Oh, man.
And I'm pretty sure it looks pretty good with the top up as well.
Yeah. The Cadillac. Whatchamacallit?
The concept one?
Yeah, that one.
Does it have no B pillars?
Well, I have some pictures for you to see, and you can it appears to not have any B pillars, but here, take a look for yourself. Then you can click the left and right because that's an album, and you'll see through the sides.
Yeah, it looks like it has no B pillars, or they're cut in half, like they're only the size of the door.
Definitely looks like it has.
Actually, if you go back one picture,
that won't last.
No, it's a concept. It's very much because the guy on the stage, and this is a very touchy subject for my dad. He brought up the Cadillac CL, which my dad fell in love with at the last time he went to the LA Auto Show.
What is a Cadillac CL?
CIEL CL.
CL like heaven and like Skyline in
Skyline,
French, I think.
Yeah, it is a big, long, low.
Oh.
It
looks like a freaking cigar.
Yeah.
My dad fell in love with this car, and he was heartbroken that they decided not to make it. And the guy on the little turntable with the car said that, oh yeah, this is part of that concept family, which means it's never getting
not good.
It's never getting
Well, honestly, it's not really a pretty car.
I disagree. I think it's a really pretty car.
But look at the back.
It's a Cadillac. All the backs of Cadillacs all look kind of iffy, but the Cadillac Escala it's a nice car. If you look at it from the side or from the front, it kind of looks like it's like liquid metal. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, but that's the paint job.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And the lighting.
Do you want to know who the true heroes of the auto show were? It were the men and women running around the show floor the entire time with their extra long
Dusters.
All the fingerprints and stuff off the cars. I moved out of the way of one, and he said I moved out of the way of one so he could get to the next car and start clean the top of it. And I'm like, this is tough work, huh? He's like, yeah, it feels like I'm Sisyphus. To which I had a good laugh at that too.
A well-read duster.
A well-read duster indeed. For those of you who don't know, Sisyphus, according to Greek legend, was cursed to roll a boulder up a mountain for eternity. You roll up to the top, and then it'll just roll back down, and you have to roll it back up again. So, very much the same sort of conundrum. All right. Well, is there anything else that we should talk about from the auto show? It was kind of so-so. Anything catch you guys' eye? Anything else?
People seem to like making fun of minis and no longer being minis.
Yes.
Welcome to America. Things are big
cars too.
Because they're not smart.
Because they're itty bitty. They're giant, little Tykes cars is what they are. You can even get the wrap for that.
They're definitely weird now.
You can take one of those and put it in the back of
the cars of the 2016 auto show.
Porsche 911 mid-engine.
Oh mid-engine race car.
They finally placed it in the middle.
Yeah.
That's only for the race car, though. That's not.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a death trap anymore, probably, or at least less of a death trap.
When was it a death trap? There's been a death trap in like 2 decades.
Hasn't been a death trap since they put in traction control and all that jive.
Yeah.
Since they tamed the 911.
Let's see. There's a Sentra Nismo.
Yeah. It only has one tailpipe, and it looks weird.
It does look weird. I thought that Jalopnik article was just being, hyperbolic, and I looked at that thing and it's like Uncanny Valley kind of bad looking, It's like, something's not quite right.
188 horsepower is the right amount of horsepower, though.
For a Sentra?
For this size car, as long as it's got a good sporty suspension and good steering, that's a car you can ring it out in traffic and you never have too much power.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a front-wheel drive car. You can't put too much power in them, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, tell that to the Focus ST.
Well, the Focus. No, what I mean is that it's not that it's not like it's impossible to put too much power in. I'm like, it's more like you shouldn't put too much power in.
No, they're better.
It's not that you shouldn't. It's why. Again, why would you put a lot of power in a front wheel drive car?
I don't know. I really don't know what possesses people to put 300, 400 horsepower in those things. But
unless you're putting like McDonald's trays beneath the rear wheels, it makes no sense.
I did that once with my old Civic. That was so much fun.
Even if you are doing that, it doesn't make any sense because the amount, the power.
You get more smoke. You get more smoke out of it, and that's it. And you're happy.
But you get more smoke out of it. The whole point, you're not gonna get smoke out of it. You got McDonald's trays in the back of it.
Yeah, but the front wheels can spin and have a little and smoke a little bit. Especially if you have more power on them.
I think my front wheel drive Mercury go get more smoke than that Sentra.
Does anyone care about the Audi R8 anymore?
No, it looks the same. It's the same thing.
It's literally the same. It's literally
the same. What's the? All right. I mean, it's nice that they've built this amazing car.
Nice effort.
But
all that stuff.
I think Audi does a better S6.
Yeah.
I think they do better super sedans than they do supercars.
Now
my
here's
friend
my
actually
question.
Just got one of those too.
here is the most important question for the auto show. The new Miata, is the engine bay going to be big enough to fit an LS3?
They've already done it.
And the brand new one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
There you go.
Hold on. I'll send you a video.
Yeah, please do. I gotta see.
I'm pretty sure that they planned those cars with that in mind.
With that in mind, for people to just...
yeah, we know people want to put a big-ass V8 in this.
Oh, wow. There's actually like an entire company that all they do is say, bring your Miata and $50,000 and we'll do everything necessary.
Flying Miata, this is what they do. Hold on, I went to the wrong.
That sounds awesome. If I have a Miata and a spare 50 grand, I might do that. Jesus, and the parts list they have is not... There's no sneeze. Huh.
I am struggling to find that channel.
All right. Well, links to that and everything in the doobly-doo. Let's see. Of course, go and
here it is. Finally,
the link.
Dude,
I pop it in there.
We didn't talk about the electric cars.
Who cares about the electric cars?
What do we have for electric cars? We have a smart car.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over George, LS3 Miata.
George had the right answer there, man.
Yeah, there you go. Miata 520 LS3 swap. Video about it. It's about 15 minutes long. Link in the doobly-doo, as well as links to everything we've talked about, and of course a link to the Flickr album of the pictures I took at the auto show. If you want to listen to more of Omar's silky, illustrious voice, you can hear him plus our friends Jason Rowe and Kevin on Atomic Trivia War 9000.
I wouldn't go as far as calling Jason a friend, though.
Where you get questions like, how much would you weigh on the moon? Which Indiana Jones movie made the most money? And how do you pronounce AT-AT? Do you say AT-AT or AT-AT? What does the license plate on Doc Brown's DeLorean say? If you can answer these questions, Atomic Trivia War 9000 wants to enlist you in their war. Podcast Atomic Trivia War 9000, podcast quiz show with Geek Cred. This war isn't waged with bullets and tanks, but with facts and figures, pop culture references, and a big dose of nerdiness. You can listen to their show at www.simplysyndicated.com/shows/ATW9K. And of course, George is here. And and thank you guys for thank you to George and Omar for another wonderful episode of Acceptable Vices. We will not be having a show this coming Friday because I'm going to be performing at LosCon, Los Angeles Science Fiction Convention near the LAX airport. I'll be performing 5 hours of programming there, I think.
Wow.
That's on the low side for my for conventions I perform at normally. So, so you'll hear us when you hear us on Friday Night Party Line. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Night.